This move, the party's leaders hit out at the BJP and dared it to act against tainted leaders in their ranks. The senior party leader Derek O'Brien said the Mamata Banerjee-led Trinamool Congress stands by people and takes no nonsense whoever you are. If you have hurt or are alleged to have hurt the people, we walk the talk, is what he said. The BJP for its part says the Bengal police were all along trying to protect Sheikh Shahjahan. This is a huge flare-up over the last several weeks in the politics of West Bengal.
A celebration in Sandeshkhali. After the West Bengal police finally arrested TMC strongman Shahjahan Sheikh, 55 days after he was accused of orchestrating this assault on ED officials who raided his home in a money laundering case. The Sandeshkhali strongman is also at the center of serious allegations leveled by residents of the island who have accused Shahjahan and his aides of land grab and extortion. Charges of sexual harassment have also surfaced.
এই প্রতিবাদ ওনারা যা আমাদের উপরে অত্যাচার করেছে আমরা সেই সব অত্যাচার অনেক দিন ধরে সহ্য করছি আর করতে পারছিলাম না দেয়ালে আমাদের পিঠ থেকে গেছে যার জন্যই আমরা আজকের এই আন্দোলনে নেমেছি
এখন আপনারা কি চান সরকার থেকে কি চান বা বিচার ব্যবস্থা
এখন চাইছি ওনাকে তো অ্যারেস্ট করা হয়েছে উনি যেন কঠিন থেকে কঠিনতম শাস্তি পান সেই সাজা পান
এখন শান্তিতে আছে হ্যাঁ
আগে কিরকম পরিস্থিতি ছিল
আগে পরিস্থিতি খারাপ ছিল কেউ ভয়তে কথা বলছে না
The arrest came 24 hours before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bengal. Sandeshkhali has been a political flashpoint between the TMC and the BJP for nearly 2 months now. After Shahjahan's arrest, the TMC announced his suspension from the party for 6 years, slamming the BJP and daring it to act against their own tainted leaders.
The All India Trinamool Congress have decided to suspend Sheikh Shahjahan from the party for 6 years. Mr. Modi, we dare you to suspend Narayan Rane, Himanto Biswa Sharma, Shubhendu Adhikari.
The BJP hit back immediately, mass sharing this video in which Shahjahan is entering a Bengal court, asking why the Bengal police was escorting Sheikh Shahjahan like they would escort CM Mamata Banerjee.
इसलिए ये अरेस्ट नहीं है ये म्यूचुअल एडजस्टमेंट है जितना टाइम तक सेंट्रल एजेंसी इसको हिरासत में नहीं लेगा उतना टाइम तक वहाँ का पीड़ित जनता को न्याय नहीं मिलेगा
The Calcutta High Court had clarified that it had not stayed Shahjahan's arrest just days ago after TMC claimed that the court had tied the police's hands. Today, the High Court refused to hear the strongman's anticipatory bail plea, talking tough and telling his lawyer that it had no sympathy for Shahjahan. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Sandeshkhali, NDTV Bureau Report.
Well, joining us now, Shikha Mukherjee. I'm also joined by the spokesperson of the BJP, Charu Pragya, Dr. Fuad Halim of the CPM, and Riju Datta of the Trinamool Congress. In fact, Riju, let me come to you first. What took the state police so long to arrest the Sandeshkhali strongman Sheikh Shahjahan in the first place? Why was he on the run for 55 days?
I don't know how to answer that question. A criminal was absconding for 55 days. And when the hands of the West Bengal police were freed from the High Court, it took barely, 48, 50 hours to arrest this guy. But what I have to say here today on your show is that Trinamool Congress, under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister and the Home Minister, has done her Rajkaram. There were scores of allegations of land grab, torturing people, 2 particular cases of sexual abuse against Sheikh Shahjahan and his aides. Now, whoever they were brought to book, and Sheikh Shahjahan is, thrown out of the party for 6 years. But the question now that I want to ask BJP and to your viewers is now BJP very openly has lost the plot going into what about like body language and all that because the Pradhan Mantri is visiting Bengal and he does not have anything to speak on. My question is when we have done it, we have brought the accused to book. When will you bring the leader of opposition with whom the Prime Minister is going to share the stage tomorrow, mentioned in the ED and CBI charge sheet of the Shubhendu Adhikari, when will you suspend him?
Okay, one second. There are 2 parts to that, and I'll get both answers from Charu Pragya. Charu Pragya, the first part of what he said, do you accept the argument that it's not the Bengal government which can actually speak on behalf of the actions of the Bengal police, and that if they've taken 55 days to act, it's because that's how much time it took? Do you accept that argument?
Absolutely not, and I will explain why. Let's take it turn by turn, right? So it was today that Sheikh Shahjahan was even suspended from the TMC. Too little, too late? Because for his aides, you did it a month ago. In fact, they have been behind bars for over a month, whether it was Uttam Sardar or it was Shibu Hazra. The second thing, the way he walked in today, escorted by the West Bengal police, it only happened because the High Court allowed the CBI and the ED to arrest him as per their needs. That is why he was safely removed from his hideout, escorted like a VVIP by the West Bengal police and presented in front of the court. In fact, if I can quote the Chief Justice of the Kolkata High Court verbatim, he said that 42 cases have been pending against you. We'll keep you busy for 10 long years. Verbatim, I am quoting the Chief Justice here. The fact of the matter is, from any angle, does that person look to behave like a criminal? In fact, I should be thanking the TMC government. At least their police did not go around
All right, so the point you're
garlanding him
making,
and touching
Charu,
his
is that
feet.
he's been protected.
And yes, no, and there is more. I think Sandeshkhali is only the tip of the iceberg. I have a whole long list of cases, established cases against TMC leaders which have been about atrocities on women, not just women, minor girls.
All right,
children,
we'll talk about atrocities on women because that's going to be a major part of this discussion. Riju, you have a right to respond. The key point over there is that he was protected even when he went to court. He walked in apparently with the support of people associated with the Trinamool.
Look, we are a positive party. We have a zero tolerance policy. We have walked the talk. We have brought the accused to book. The villagers have got their land back. They are getting their money back. And BJP, when they're talking about all
you
this,
couldn't even suspend
TV,
him.
Charuji, you're a woman and you're one of the
You
best
couldn't even suspend him. No, I'm sorry.
How have you taken any action on Brijbhushan Singh molesting Olympic wrestlers? And you are lecturing on NDTV.
No, is there a complaint? No, I'm sorry. You come on television every day comparing an apple to a Karela. And you think you couldn't even suspend him.
All right, both of you, let's one sec. Riju, let's not fight over here, please. It's terrible for the viewer if people fight. But you raised a point. Let me get an answer. Charu, the point that the Trinamool has been making all day, Riju makes it as well, is that look, this is a case of double standards. The BJP doesn't take action against your leaders who have cases against them, whereas they say the Trinamool is taking such action. How would you respond?
So first of all, I think it's a very unfair comparison and I will explain why. This is a case of an established criminal. There have been cases which have been coming to our attention every single day, literally. If the High Court knows about 42 cases, can you imagine how many more there would be? These women have taken to protesting now because after years they've gathered the courage to even speak out today. These are people where FIRs have been registered against their leader. And I openly ask you, for the same crime, when two people could be put behind bars and suspended from TMC, you protected and shielded one because the story is it is far more sinister. किसको arrest किया आपने? किसको arrest किया? And I'm sorry, Vishnu, this is a topic I refuse.
All right, okay, one sec, both of you, let's just settle down 1 second. Let me just go across to Shikha Mukherjee, who's watching this as an independent.
This is not the NDTV style. Maybe you should.
One sec, hold on. Shikha, let me come to you next. Could you tell us a little bit about what the ground situation in Sandeshkhali is? Is it true that this man, Sheikh Shahjahan, has been supported by those close to the Trinamool Congress through and through?
I think the ground conditions in Sandeshkhali are exactly what the ground conditions across large swathes of this country are, which is that there is a man, a Bahubali sort of, who is in control of the area and delivers things for the party to which he belongs currently. Shahjahan was with the CPM before. He is now with the Trinamool Congress. So one has to accept very clearly that there are these very strong men and obviously very competent politically who are deployed by political parties across the spectrum. And that applies, I think, to every part of this country. I mean, this is the most disturbing. I mean, Sandeshkhali is a microcosm of what is the prevailing situation in the rest of India. I mean, consider the fact that the word Bahubali itself has become so common, it's so normal that you and I both understand what I'm saying. I don't need an explanation of what is a Bahubali. These are people who have influence, power, authority, and competence in that area to dominate the whole situation there. They are the ones who deliver the last mile of government, and they are the people who arbitrate on matters which are happening on the ground. In Sandeshkhali, Shahjahan Sheikh was the man, the go-to man for all problems that arose, say, around land, around family conflicts, etc. So what is all this excitement about? I am almost cynical about how this power equation works at the ground level.
Okay. Riju, would you like to respond? Would you like to,
exception.
Riju, respond to that? That this was, he said, she didn't use the word I am, that this man was a local goon and that he was using force whenever required to carry out the task of the Trinamool for last mile delivery, and he was a law unto himself. Is that the kind of person that we are dealing with?
I'll go by facts. Somebody mentioned 42 charge sheets. Yes, absolutely correct. There were 42 charge sheets against Sheikh Shahjahan. What were the courts doing? The West Bengal police has filed a charge sheet. What were the courts doing? Now my question...
But what was your party doing, Riju? You've suspended him today, right? But what was your party doing all this time? If someone associated with your party had 40 plus charge sheets, what were you doing for so long?
Is it only my party, Vishnu? Or are there no other leaders all over the country who have got major in Modi's cabinet?
No, but if you are taking the moral high ground, Riju, if you are taking the moral high ground and saying that, look, we have taken action because there is an arrest warrant, etc., if there was 40 FIRs against him in the past, what stopped you from taking action then?
We always said one thing, that these needs to be proved. There was no proof before 6th of February regarding Sandeshkhali.
So the proof is there now. The proof is there now on the basis of an arrest because the court case has not been heard. So the proof you say is already there. So the man is guilty, right? Is that what you're saying of the allegation?
How can you say a man is guilty before the court has pronounced him guilty?
No, precisely. That's my point. You said there is proof now. Your words were that there is proof now. I'm just trying to...
Yes, because people have filed the complaints now. When we have made camps in Sandeshkhali, hordes of villagers went there and filed their complaints. So we took action. Our hands were tied. We took action. We have arrested him and we have suspected him. The other people lecturing. Just 1 second. On your channel today morning, there was a story that was played. Charuji was lecturing us about girls and minors. On your channel NDTV today morning, there was a story that in Kanpur, the double engine rape capital of India, 2 minor girls were gang raped, murdered and hanged by 2.
No, but does that justify, does that...
No, they are lecturing us.
No, but I don't understand, Riju, how that justifies the violence in Sandeshkhali. No, but then how, but is it not...
Lecturing us.
No, but lecturing you means what? You are saying that one, they have crime and therefore they shouldn't talk about crime here. All crime is wrong, no?
All crimes are wrong, but it is Trinamool Congress that takes action against those criminals, even if they are our men, even if they are our men. BJP shields these rapists and molesters and rewards them with
All right. One second. Charu, hold on 1 second. I wanted to go across to Dr. Fuad Halim. Dr. Halim, I mean, what Shikha was actually talking about later on, the culture of the strong man at the village level, the panchayat level in Bengal politics, isn't unique to the Trinamool Congress. In fact, it's been there in your party, it's been there allegedly at the level of the BJP as well. It is a constant dominant factor in Bengal politics. Isn't this what the central issue here is?
Well, the central issue that I would like to talk about, Vishnu, is that the women of Sandeshkhali, today they celebrate. And while celebrating today, they use red kulal to celebrate. If you've seen the visuals. Now that's a language that the people of Sandeshkhali are beginning to again talk in. And the reason why they are talking in the red kulal language, especially the women who have come ahead and actually confronted these homes, confronted and what you call bore the brunt of the atrocities of these people, is because our former MLA from that area who's raised in the assembly all these issues of the strongman, whether from our party or any party, going to the Trinamool and doing this thing. He's been raising it in the assembly since his term in 2011 to 16. He is arrested on the 9th of February on a complaint that reaches the police on the 10th of February. Now you have to understand as to this is the very police that is saying to the public that because of the High Court we could not arrest Sheikh Shahjahan. The High Court has to come out and say there is no such order passed by the High Court. There is no such what you call even hint that the West Bengal police should not act against Sheikh Shahjahan. The High Court has to suo moto make a statement like that. That is the state that we are existing in. And you have to understand when Shikha Mukherjee uses the word Bahubali, that Bahubali term, that connotation does not exclude the police here in West Bengal today. They are part and parcel of this entire setup that is happening over here. You've got money, you've got what we call muscle power, you've got political power, you've got the general administration, you've got the police administration, all working at one axis. And at the receiving end is the common people. They have been deprived of their land. They have been deprived of their right to Manrega and all the other government, projects that they are supposed to benefit from. They have been denied even to have a normal civil life.
Okay, one second. Let me just get a reaction. You made, Fawad Halim, you made lots of points. Riju, you have a right to respond to those allegations. Go ahead.
My response is, Dr. Fawad Halim is a very literate man, but he is talking about what has happened in Sandeshkhali. I am not here to defend Sheikh Shahjahan or anybody. Let me put that on record.
Defend the police. Please defend the police. Please defend the police.
I will.
Dr. Halim, one sec, let him respond. He didn't interrupt you.
When the complaint went to the Thana on the 10th.
Dr. Halim, hold on. Dr. Halim, hold on. Let him reply. Yeah, go ahead.
The party that Dr. Halim belongs from, let me jog the memory of your viewers, when they went to illegally encroach land in Nandigram and Shingur, it was the state government that fired on the common people. When there was a gang rape in Bantola, the D-Day Chief Minister Buddhadev Babu said, that means these are small things that happen. When the state fired, the left government fired on common people, they said, Jyoti Basu said, we have given it back to them in the same coin. Now these people have become freedom fighters now. See, BJP is bad. The left is worse. The left is worse. They have chopped off people's hands. They are arbitrators and producers of gang rape and gang murders. All mass murders all over West Bengal.
High Court has made an observation as to how can the West Bengal police arrest a former MLA on an FIR on the 9th of
One sec, both of you are talking over each other. I can't hear either of you. Let me go back to Shikha. One sec. Let me go back to Shikha Mukherjee for a bit. Shikha, at the heart of this, and you know, we've been talking about goons, we've been talking about politics. At the heart of this is the rights for SC/ST women who have actually come out, who've leveled very serious allegations, who've said that there have been allegations of rape and violence, of land grabs as well. How in all of this is this voice, which is so crucial, been almost entirely forgotten?
That's because this is the politics over women's bodies. And this is something that I've been saying for days now, that this is politics over women's bodies. Their voices are not important. What is important is which leader says what, against whom, and how. How much photo coverage they get, how much time they are exposed on television screens. It's all about that. It's not about the women. And this politics over women's bodies is something that is absolutely repugnant. Let me also say that, you know, there are two issues here. One, some people have been arrested. As the police, as the ADG South Bengal very clearly said, the case was the case on which he was complained, on which he was arrested, is regarding the attack on the ED.
Yes.
ED team that went.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with the gang rape issue at all. That will come later. So the justice to the women, or even some kind of action on that, has been postponed, and no one's even talking about the fact.
Charu Pragya, is that what this is?
Vishnu, give me half a minute. And the second thing is, here is women's bodies, and the other one is the land. On the land issue, there has been a very quick response from the government. Whereas on the women's issue, who cares whether the arrest has been based on their complaint or based on the fact that the ED had complained? No one cares anymore. So long as they have this guy in custody. That's it.
Did you go ahead, Charu? I'll come to you next.
Shikhaji, I just want to clarify, Shikhaji, that there are hordes and hordes of complaints of land grabbing and physical torture to men against Sheikh Shahjahan. There are 2 written complaints of sexual abuse against Shibu Hajra and Uttam Sharda, who have been given those particular IPC sections, and they are brought to book. For Sheikh Shahjahan, as of now that we are having a debate, when Sandeshkhali is happy and mothers and daughters of Sandeshkhali are celebrating, still there is no formal written complaint of any rape or sexual torture of any woman against Sheikh Shahjahan.
Why is that the case, Riju? Isn't that part of the problem?
How am I? See, I'm telling you. First, the BJP and the opposition said there was a fear psychosis.
I'll tell you why there is no FIR.
Now there is no severe psychosis. Shahjahan is booked. All his aides are already behind bars. Now there is not a single complaint. Even today we have got complaints of land grab, but not a single complaint of sexual abuse or rape.
Charu had a point to make. Go ahead.
So just to remind the TMC spokesperson that the police in West Bengal has a habit of not registering FIRs on important issues. If we go back to the time of the post-poll violence, all the women who wanted to get an FIR registered weren't able to do that till they came to the Supreme Court. It was eventually the Supreme Court that had to direct your police to even file an FIR. So I'm sorry, it's not like you're setting a precedent where women find it very easy to go and complain. And if you do not realize it, it's very shameful. You're giving political patronage to criminals, and these criminals are far worse than just simply people who are land grabbing. That's bad enough. It's people who have indulged in systematic sexual exploitation of young girls and women. And let's not only talk about Sandeshkhali. I can, Vishnu, right now read out 5 cases to you from the month of February itself. And there is complete political patronage. A 3-year-old child has been raped by one of the panchayat leaders of TMC. I will give you the location, Bhaktipur. What happened in Bhaktipur? Let's talk about Sultana, who was sold along with a 2-year-old child. Let's talk about what happened at Harirapara. A 13-year-old child was raped.
Only BJP knows all these
Eyes were
cases.
carved out.
What a
Her
scam.
breasts were cut
What
off. No, it
absolute
is the case of
nonsense
the
on
16th
TV.
of February.
On national
Please let me
TV.
finish. Vishnu, you know these are sensitive
Live
issues, and I...
No,
I
Riju,
take
let
it
her finish her
personally.
point. I will come to you
No, I
next.
take it
But what's the
personally
point in
that
shouting?
Riju-
You know, it just destroys a conversation. I will come to you next, Riju.
TMC has a problem with this, Vishnu, because they don't want these sounds to reach the ears. Let me tell you one more very important point. The Supreme Court, as recently as 10 days ago, said that all these cases of post-poll violence and cases of crime against women have to be moved out of West Bengal because the investigation cannot be done properly.
Charu, so multiple
400
points over there.
notices were sent out.
Let me go to Riju. Last comments from you, Riju. She's named 3 or 4 cases over there. How would you respond to what she says are systemic assaults on women in parts of the state?
The 4 or 5 cases that she has mentioned, only BJP knows. News media does not know. Social media does not
You would
know.
know
Only
if you
BJP
cared
knows.
about women.
Anyways,
No, you would know if you cared about women.
Charu,
Don't
one
do
second.
this,
Charu, let him
Mr.
reply, please.
We do not give political
Let him not
statements.
write off the
Unlike
women. He
you-
can talk to me.
Unlike
Don't
you,
write off the
rapists and
victims of
molesters
these
are getting
cases.
parliamentary tickets. We don't give parliamentary tickets to rapists and molesters. Like, Vijbhushan
show
Saran
me.
Singh or Shomik Bhattacharya. So do not
No,
give
that's
me all
where
this
you are
lecture.
stuck. So,
Bottom line
okay,
is this.
even
All
if I were to
post-poll
agree with
violence
what
is
you're
right.
saying, do 2
Post-poll
wrongs
violence
make a
is
right,
being
Mr.
investigated by
Datta.
CBI. CBI is
You
not
think
a
two
criminal.
wrongs
All right,
make a
look,
right?
I have to wrap this up, which is sad because I wanted to give everybody an equal opportunity to speak. But then, if we keep fighting like this, nothing gets done. I'd like to wrap this debate up. It is tragic. At the end of the day, it is about the rights of people on the ground. The allegations being leveled are very serious. Should we be focusing more on that and less about the politics, which seems to have subsumed this entire issue? We are out of time on Left, Right and Centre. From all of us here, Good night.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
गैजेट्स की दुनिया में ना कुछ मतलब अलग ही मजा है. वी ऑल वांट टू हैव ऑल द फन विद ऑल आवर गैजेट्स. मैं आपको बताने वाला हूं बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टिप जिसको अगर आप यूज करेंगे तो आप अपने गैजेट्स के साथ में, स्पेशली अपने फोन के साथ में, स्पेशली अपने एंड्रॉइड फोन के साथ में बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फन कर सकते हैं. एंड द टिप इज यू जस्ट नीड टू गो टू द सेटिंग्स. आप जाइए इन द अबाउट फोन सेक्शन, मे बी इन द सॉफ्टवेयर सेक्शन. आपको एक चीज दिखेगी विच इज द बिल्ड नंबर. You just keep on tapping for 7 times and instantly you will unlock the developer options in your Android smartphone. और वहां पे जाके you can change multiple settings. आप अपने animations को बहुत fast बना सकते हैं, या if you want to prank with your friends, तो you can make their phone really slow because you can reduce the speed as well. At the same time, आप USB debugging को on या off कर सकते हैं. You can enable the frame rate ताकि जब आप गेम खेलें तो आपको कोने में frame rate दिख जाए. मतलब multiple options possible just through this one setting which is the developer options. However, अगर आप ये काम पहली बार कर रहे हैं तो just be careful because अगर आपको कोई चीज समझ में नहीं आ रही है, don't tap और don't enable और disable because you never know, शायद आपका फोन ठीक से फंक्शन ना करे. So go with a brief pinch of salt और थोड़ा सा ठीक ठाक से एक्सप्लोर करो. But these developer options will really make you feel like a superhuman क्योंकि आपने फोन को बहुत